Howdy folks, welcome to this episode of Mopar Mike's Garage. Today, the General's about to have an identity crisis. First, we're going to start tearing down the General to get ready to put the Dodge cab on. But we're not going to get reckless with this, I don't think. My buddy Shawnee Bravo, who you may remember.
Whose kid is that?
Ow.
That's the guy?
Yeah.
From earlier episodes is going to take the hood and the bumper and turn it into some sort of wall art and the grill. So we're going to try to be gentle getting that off. Just because, I think it'd be really cool. Unfortunately, I'm not a GMC guy. So if it were some sort of Dodge thing, I would totally be on my wall of grills. But it's not, and I hate to just throw it out, so if he can do something cool with it, more power to him. So we're gonna get the bumper off first, and then we'll see about getting the wagon over here and see if we can get the hood on it without totally dumping it. So should be interesting. We got the wagon cleaned off and moved, so all we gotta do is get the pins out of the cables. I've got the retaining bolts out of the hinge pins already. So pull the pins out of the cable, tip it forward onto the pallet, hopefully just tap the hinge pins out, and then cut the wiring loose, which maybe there's a plug, probably there's not, then it should be off. That's all there is to it. It's just that simple. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I see, all right.
That bad. It just so happened that, the wagon was still in here. The only difficulty I ran into is there was one Phillips screw that was stripped out in the grill, but we drilled that out. That was no big deal. Check out these hood pins, or hinge pins, whatever you want to call them. This passenger side was gnarly. Yeah, driver's side, not any better. So, but I guess that don't really matter a whole lot anymore because we ain't using them. So, and yeah, the farmer fretting on the wiring here. Oh, Scotch locks and just all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, we just got the wires. But we got the hood off. Now to just keep working our way back. We'll get this puppy picked clean. And yeah, just like that, we'll be ready to start putting Dodge parts on. Like nothing ever happened. Just based on that, but at the grommet where it went through, negative, positive. Oh, I'm positive that was a major problem waiting to happen. Ha! So word of warning, if you get an old truck, you're working on one, check your battery cables, make those a priority. They might be worse than you think. Like I said, I knew these weren't good, and I mean, obviously she was a pretty slow cranker, and I thought that was just because of one battery. But the cables weren't doing it any favors. So yeah. We officially made the driver's side a lot harder to get into. The battery box is gone. The supplemental bracketry is gone. The step to get to the ladder for the grain box is gone. We uncovered the air dryer that's been disconnected for a very long time. More of our super duper green cable. So next is honestly probably the fuel tank. Fuel. You have to excuse me using the wrong color cans, but I didn't know how much was in there, and I didn't know how fast it was going to come out. And we were filling the tractor as we were filling cans. So the tractor's full to the nuts. We've got this one full, that one full, that one's empty. That one's got just a splash in it, less than a gallon. I think we put about 2 cans worth into the tractor. This tank is basically empty. It's drained out. It drained out faster than it could transfer from the other tank. The other tank's got probably for sure enough to fill that can up. But we'll let it transfer here. While I'm away, I didn't get diesel, a little bit on the floor, nothing noteworthy though. Just some more grease for the next Bravo burnout. We'll let it transfer across. Let's see the line underneath there. And then we'll, next time I'm out here, we'll let it do the slow drain and we'll get the rest out. And then hopefully diesel season, because it's the only other diesel piece of equipment I got, starts before gas season, which would be lawn mowing, and I can get my cans empty and back. If not, I'm gonna have to donate some to one of the boys here, because I might be a little overrun with diesel for the time being, but that's not a problem. So that's a good problem to have. All right, well, it's a little hazy in the shed this morning because we had to use a little contact cleaner to get the tractor rolling, but it's like 18 degrees out here. So I killed my Noiko, had to use the truck and contact cleaner, but we got the tractor rolling. So I got a surprise for you guys, and you're gonna love it.
A few months later.
All right, so it took a lot more effort. Well, I shouldn't say that. It took as much effort as I was expecting. We basically pushed the tractor to its limits and everything, but I didn't want to waste the guy's time any more than I had to by filming and whatnot, and it was pretty sketchy. Our surprise is pretty awesome. We are officially Peterbilt brothers. Brother! So, what this means is we now have an air ride. Oh, yeah. So we picked this up. A local guy had it. It came out of a 95 Peterbilt. It's got like 307 gears. The bushings were redone in it and a bunch of other stuff. It got cut off because the guy that had it was gonna put heavier rears in his semi. The guy that I bought it from acquired it through a trade for some work or something that he had done. So he was gonna use it as spares for his, but then he realized the diffs were different, so it wasn't actually a spare. And it just so happens that I have a coworker who's extremely resourceful and happens to know what everyone has. And he's like, you know, I think this guy's got a air ride cutoff sitting in the back field that he's not using. So like 10 hours later, I had pictures and a price, and we scooped this baby up for $1,500. So I can't be mad at that. I got to get the bracket, crossbar, whatever track bar you want to call it, in the back here yet and everything. But it's a heck of a good start towards everything that I needed for this guy. So, yep, pretty stoked. Very stoked about it, actually. You know, the frame's not super awesome, but that's okay. For what we're doing, we might end up just putting new rails in it anyway. Not 100% sure yet. So it honestly really depends if dimensionally it's all the same stuff between here and there and how good that stuff is. So there's more to come on that, but we officially got ourselves an air ride.
Hello, Ryder Downey.
Death Defying stunts we were doing. We took off the air wipers because the windshield's gonna be coming out. And basically my goal is here is to strip all the unnecessary stuff off the firewall. We won't have air wipers in the future. So I'm just trying to get all that stuff out of there so that then I can kind of map out what's there so I know what needs to be put onto the Dodge firewall. And then, well, we got the doors off. And so what they used are these little guys here, focus. But they're Torx. And I mean, I guess I didn't really realize that that was what they had back in the 70s, but I mean, they're Torx that are sunk into aluminum. Must be a thicker piece of aluminum in there, obviously. But we wrecked a few. They're T40, it turns out, not T35. The T35s didn't hold up, and the T40 that we had here, yeah, it's a little curvy. So I thought for sure this top one kind of got messed up when the one bit exploded in it, so I didn't think I was gonna get it. So last ditch effort, I tried to run it in to get it, like, to clear out the splines. And it pulled in, so then I put it in reverse, and I was like, oh, it's probably not gonna go, and then it started going, and in my infinite wisdom, I had already taken the strap off to keep the door from going too far. So then it just decided it was going. Thankfully, this bolt didn't want to come out, and we got hung up on the air cleaner clamp, because otherwise I might have took you guys out, honestly. But those steel doors are not light. Not light at all, actually. And we got the driver's side one off. That side went a lot easier. I didn't get that on film, but I was just kind of playing to try to figure out how I was going to do it after I had some failure over on this side. And so yeah, that one I had the strap on, and I just cut it. Yeah, I just cut it and wrestled it down to the ground, but that side wasn't light either. So we're getting there. It's coming apart one piece at a time here. So we'll shedded a little light on the inside here, which will be nice for the rest of disassembly, so that I can see and figure out what we need. I didn't wreck anything. Don't get too excited. The cab really wasn't worth saving anyway. She's pretty crusty. Well, not rusty crusty, but just straight up white powdery crusty. So no huge loss there, but yeah, we're making some progress now. Well, since we got the Peterbilt cut off, we figured we might as well complete the transformation. We got the seat on the floor, and we put our shifter extension on, so we should be officially ready to be welcomed in by the Peterbilt brothers. Brother! Nice 10-foot extension. Should do the job, I think. Now we're ready. So, the last thing we're gonna do, which is the worst part of any disassembly, and you can try to change my mind on this, but I am going to hold to it, is draining the antifreeze, because antifreeze sucks. No matter what you do, you end up all sticky and covered in it, and it's just no good. So there's not really a good spot that I can see to drain out of the radiator, of course. So rather than try to take the line off that goes to the heater core way up there and runs down and dump it all over the top of the engine if it's that full, we're gonna try to split it down here to maximize the mess we make. I've got 5 buckets at my disposal, so we're gonna just see what happens. Not terrible. Not terrible, if I do say so myself. Now it's just a matter of how many gallons are in this thing. We're at probably losing steam here at about, I don't know, 8. Now, granted, we're not draining the block all the way here. And I don't know if we're actually getting any out of the radiator. Because that could be problematic, to say the least. So, for some reason I thought the capacity on this system was like, I don't know, 12 or 13 gallons. So maybe we're close. I mean, it's vented, I think it's vented out, but we'll pop the cap, make sure. That didn't seem to have an effect on anything. Which is probably good. Is this taking it off where we did would have drained out of the compressor, out of the side of the block? Now I don't know. That drains both sides of the block. I also don't know if there's thermostats in this thing, if they're stuck open, if they got a hole drilled in them. So all things that are really hard to know. So, but you know, I don't even think I'll have to wash my jacket after that one. I mean, just the hands a little bit, but nothing terrible at all. So with that, I think we're gonna wrap it up here and call this one a success. We got a lot of stuff off here. You know, so the general's moving in the right direction to turn it into a Dodge. Once this is all drained, we'll get the radiator off next, and then I'll keep disassembling in the cab here to work towards getting that all apart. And then once the radiator's out of here, really we could take the front of the Dodge, the radiator housing, and set it on here just to see, get a good idea of where the cab's gonna fall and whatnot. You know, we'll keep trucking along on getting this out of here, and then we'll have to strip the double frame. Going to the back, that'll be a good time. So, yeah, with that, till next time, smoke 'em if you got 'em.